This is TJ Zwarych with the Agents of Fandom, joined by Robert Kirkman and Simon Racioppa, the creator and showrunner of Invincible. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. One of the biggest strengths of the series is that it brings the wonderful source material, comic book pages, directly to the screen in a way that no other adaptation has really been able to emulate. What's the creative process between the two of you to choose specifically how to adapt each Invincible comic story?
I mean, it's done on a case-by-case basis, but, it's really just a matter of, going through the comics very early on in the season development and deciding where we're going to put the breaks. Okay, we'll split an episode here and we'll, have this episode end here and then we'll have the next episode start with this. Finding out like what chunk of the comics a season is going to cover. A lot of that is trying to find our finale moment. Going through the comics and identifying that big monumental event that is worthy of being the finale episode, and then kind of working our way back from that. But again, it all kind of starts with the comics.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like adapting, a Spider-Man series. Like Spider-Man's had like 1,000 different adventures. Like you could probably say Invincible, like Marcus had one adventure, and it was his entire life. Right. So it's not like we're like, oh, what could happen this season? Maybe he fights this guy. It's like it's already there in the books. Each season starts where the last one ended. So it's great. And we have obviously all the source material. So it's really just a matter of like looking at it and being like, okay, maybe we could expand here a little bit. Maybe we could go through this a little quicker and just finding those spots. But it's already in the books, and also we're lazy writers. So, Robert already did it for us. Let's just do that.
Got a chance to speak with both of you ahead of season 2 at New York Comic Con a couple of years ago. And you mentioned how Stephen Yeun was such an integral part of the recruiting high-end talent to be voice actors in the series alongside of him. Season 3 introduced a bunch of exciting new cast members like Zolo Maridueña, Simu Liu, Kate Mara, Aaron Paul, many others. Was Stephen heavily involved once again? And were there any close calls or people you didn't get that you wanted to get for season 3?
I always say Bryan Cranston. We invite Bryan Cranston every year. He passes. But
in a nice way. He passes in a nice way.
Always in the nicest way.
Yeah.
Which is why we keep coming back with more offers. So until he is like, please stop offering me roles in this show, we will continue. But yeah, I don't know. I think Stephen is just at the absolute top of his game. I think every actor in Hollywood wants to work with Stephen because they know the level of quality that every project he is associated with has. And so I think, yeah, because of that, he's a huge get and definitely, helps us attract talent. It doesn't help that the show's going really well now. He was much more important on season 1 and now, whatever.
He believed in us before we were anything, right?
One of my favorite aspects of season 3 is how heavily featured Adam Eve is in the story. She has already had her own video game and special prequel episode. Is there anything else like that planned for her in the future beyond her regular role in the series?
I'll say yes. I think that Adam Eve is a huge character for us, and Gillian Jacobs' portrayal of her has really brought that character to life in a lot of ways that we couldn't have anticipated. I think that you'll see her continue to be an absolutely integral part of the series, much more so starting with this season. And, as we get into season 4 and hopefully beyond, we'll see her role solidify in some really interesting ways. But yeah, we love the Adam Eve character, and you'll be seeing absolutely as much of her as we possibly can muster.
If money and time were no issue, you had nothing else on your plate, you got to do another special episode or character spinoff to a different character outside of Mark and Eve in the series, who would each of your first choices be?
I'm going to say Rexplode so that Simon has a harder time answering.
Oh, God. I would love to see the Immortal. You could do such a great story with him. He's been around for thousands of years, go back in time, see his he was young once. Wouldn't it be great to see that? You know, so yeah, the Immortal. Maybe he was a fun time. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. See how far back in time we have to go to find him not being grumpy?
Yeah, exactly. It's probably a couple thousand years at most.
Yeah.
I would love to see that one. Ross is a friend of mine, so that would be very cool to get to see an Immortal series. Thank you so much both for joining me today. This will be up on the Agents Fandom YouTube page and our website. Congratulations on Invincible Season 3.
Yeah, thanks a ton. Great talking, TJ.